Uh, do it, baby. Do the hump, the hump. It's Wednesday, y'all. It's hump day. And so we halfway through the year. We're halfway through the year. We always, around the New Year's time, we're like, oh man, this is what my New Year's resolution is going to be. I'm going to stick to it. This is the year. This is the year. This is the year. So we're halfway through the year. And when we're talking about money, it's all about a mentality, right? You got to be mentally optimistic, never ever yielding in your pursuit to achieve whatever your goal may be. And so like I said, we halfway through the year. So I wanted to give you guys some 6 tips. When we set out on that resolution and we want to stick to it, we get tired. The weight of the world gets on our shoulders and we just get tired. But no, I want to give you guys some tips right here. So my first step right here is going to be to automate your finances. Put that stuff on automatic. This autopilot. Let it do what it do and everything will be all right. So what is it that I mean by that? So automate your finances is we setting up autopay, right? Set up autopay for your credit card, your car payment, rent, whatever it may be, to avoid late fees, because those things come and they come in bunches. 34 at a time, no more than $102 per day. Generally is the rule. Sometimes it can be way more than that because the way the checking and the savings and the debit card connected to the checking account is all set up, it can get you all confused and you wake up Monday morning, late fees everywhere. So if you're able to, go ahead and set the automatic auto pay for those. And a lot of times when you do so, you get a discount. So by automating your finances, you potentially save you money as well. And why not use that savings and put it into an actual savings account? So automate your savings. And I would always recommend that you do some research to find the highest yield savings account you can find, and then automate those transfers right over onto there. So automate your payments so that way that keeps payment history very, very good because that is a hefty percentage of what your overall score will be. Automate your savings, that personal savings account, so that way in the short term, if anything does come up, you're able to grab that money right away. And then give your budget makeover. So last time it's probably years ago, months ago, 6 months ago that you went ahead and did your budget. Go ahead and reassess that. Make sure it's fitting your current lifestyle and prioritizes you in your current situation. So you can either use budgeting apps. You can get yourself a financial coach, a money manager. Find you someone that can really help illustrate what it is that you're trying to achieve, so you can see that visually by sticking to the goal. By sticking to it, what your end goal will be. So make sure that you, beautify your budget. Next, number 3, consolidate your savings. So what we mean by that is it's kind of like going and having spring cleaning around your house, or you're organizing your desk. You want to make sure you want to close out any of those unused accounts, so that way you can avoid those maintenance fees that the banks are going to charge you. And so in a lot of cases, you may not be hitting that minimum, so they're gifting you with a fee. Get rid of those fees. Those things could be $144 a year, could be $300 a year, could be $60 a year, but every dollar counts. So make sure you're consolidating your savings. And just like I said in the previous step with automating your savings, make sure it's one of those high yield savings accounts. They're typically online. And then you want to make sure that you have one connected to your bank too, so that way you can easily quick grab that money, because the online ones, they generally do take about 1 to 3 business days before they hit your account. So number 4, savings. Try a savings spree for 1 month. And so what I mean by that is you can start saving $1 on the first of the month, $2 on the second, $3 on the third, $4 on the fourth, and just keep doing that for an entire month. You just pick at least 1 month to go ahead and do that per year. Just do a savings spree just on yourself. And so that way you can really bolster that out in preparation for summer. For a lot of teachers, that would be a great move to do because the checks don't generally come during the summer months. So I want you to just do that for a month or maybe two throughout the school year to really bolster up that savings account. Number 5, match your savings to your spending for 1 week only. So that's another different type of savings technique that I did a little research from Shalal. And so what they say is another savings technique that Shalal suggests involves you saving as much money as you spend for 1 week. Each time you spend $1, you put $1 into your savings account. The idea is to match everything that you spend, but you can also tailor it to stick to specific limits, like putting a max on $5 into a savings account per purchase is what she recommends. So pretty much it's kind of like a employer retirement plan. When they're going to match what it is that you're contributing, do that very same thing when it comes to your savings to your spending. So make sure your savings and spending equals itself out. Pick a random week, doesn't matter, and let me know how that turns out for you. My favorite one is always focusing on tomorrow, not today, through your retirement plan. So just like every year, there's your anniversary year, right? Your work anniversary year. That is around the time in which you should increase your retirement contribution by 1%. So if you're there for 5 years, you should be at 5%. If you've been there for 10 years, you should be at 10%. And depending on how aggressive you want to be, you can just shoot yourself up to the max if you want now. So those are my 6 tips for you to get over that hump when it comes to the resolution, right? So your New Year's resolution for your money goals, avoid that fatigue, get up over the hump. Those are the 6 tips for you. Thank you guys for listening. Shirts are going to be online, of course. You can buy if you please. Wilson Financial, mgmt.com. And thank you for joining. Just another Dub knowledge tip for you guys on this hump day. You guys have a great one.